What's going on, Game Changers? We are back. NFL Draft. We are predicting who we think is going to land in this NFL's draft in the top 10. So I just said that like 4 or 5 times. But I'm with my boy Nick, my boy Matt. We are going to break down who we think is going to get picked, not what we think should happen. So before we move on, make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment, continue to follow the page. We give God the glory in every video that we do. We love the NFL. We love doing these picks. We love Dynasty. We love fantasy football, all that kind of stuff. So any videos that you guys want to see, make sure you put it in the comments, and we'll make sure to do that for you guys. So Nick's pretty good at picks. Matt's all right, but I'm definitely no. I'm just kidding. But we're gonna get into this, and we're gonna start off. Obviously, the Bears have the #1 pick, and I think it's pretty obvious and it's a consensus for most people. I think Caleb Williams is going to go first overall. While I don't agree with it, I think that's what's going to happen. So Nick, who do you got?
Same. Caleb Williams, like, it's been talked about for the longest time now with everything he's done in college and where he's at right now. Like, I agree that, like, I wouldn't go in that direction, but I definitely think that's going to be the whole entire consensus. Not just with the Bears, but with the whole NFL.
100%. Matt, who do you got?
Same thing. Yeah. I mean, I'd probably go a different direction as well, but it'll be Caleb first overall.
I love it. 3 for 3 off the rip. And again, with quarterbacks, you need to really have the room buy into who you are, especially when you're in the #1 pick. And I think that's what we all agree on too. Caleb Williams is a little bit of a wild child, so it's I don't know. So, all right, pick number 2. Nick, who do you got to start?
To start, I got Jaden Daniels on this one. It's been talked about by the Commanders for the longest time that they want Jaden Daniels, like, with how good he is, and this is the one where I would see him out of all the quarterbacks working out the most.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going Jaden Daniels too. I actually, if I was the Bears, I would go Jaden Daniels. I know he's only had 1 year where he really broke out, but I love his progression. I love his build. He's a little thin, but hearing from scouts and stuff like that, they said his lower body's pretty thick. And he's just got a rocket of an arm, and it seems like he's got a good head on his shoulders too, which is very much key when you want a quarterback. So I got Jaden Daniels going second. Plus, he's a mobile quarterback, and Cliff Kingsbury loves that type of quarterback, so I'm going with that. So Matt, who do you got?
Yeah, you just said Kyler, so now, in Arizona at least,
yeah.
Kingsbury. But yeah, I can see that too. I'd probably say Daniels first overall would be the right thing.
I agree.
But as far as what's actually going to happen, that's the best player available at that point. So I would say, yeah, that too.
I love it.
Same thing.
I love it. All right, pick number 3, Patriots. It could get a little hairy here. In the draft, I think this draft is going to be wild. I think there's going to be crazy trades, and some things can really get just wild. But for this video, the Patriots obviously need a quarterback. So I think the smartest thing they can do is stand put, or if they think they can get, like, if they really like Bo Nix or they really like Michael Penix, then it would make sense for them to trade out because they're going to be available a little bit later in the first round. But I think they stay put, and they either go J.J. McCarthy or Drake May. For this video, I'm going to go Drake May, just because early on he was everybody was saying he was either going to be number 2 or number 3. So I think the Patriots fall in love with Drake May, and he gets picked number 3. Nick, who do you got?
Same. I got Drake May. I definitely think, the Patriots need a quarterback.
They need a quarterback.
And it's like, the unfortunate thing is, just like what happened with Mac Jones this past year, that whole entire offense is not built for QBs to be successful. So that's the one thing that I'm worried about Drake May is, like, he's going to be put into the Mac Jones situation, and he's not going to pan out, and he's going to be like Mac Jones, who'll probably be a backup for another team. So I hope that doesn't happen, but the way their wide receivers are like number 3 receivers. So it's like, it's just crazy. Yeah. So I think that's what's going to go, but I don't know.
Matt, who do you got?
Whoever they take here, it's definitely going to be a QB. You can't have this high of a pick and go elsewhere.
Yeah.
With that being the most important position in football. But again, it's between J.J. McCarthy, Drake May, one of those two. I'll go Drake May here as well. I think, again, it's a coin toss. If somehow one of those first 2 guys drop to 3, I think they take one of them. But don't see that happening. Consensus.
I'm going to touch on this real quick too. The rumor is Vikings really like Drake May. They have the 11th pick, I believe. They have a later pick in the first round, and they were saying that a pick in 2025 would be what they'd have to give up to move up. If I'm New England and I like Bo Nix or Michael Penix, I'm definitely making that trade back because I agree with you guys. Their team is not good. But if they do that, then they can pick their Michael Penix or their Bo Nix at 11, or if one of those top wide receivers drop to 11, you can pick that receiver, and then in the 20-something, I think Penix or Nix might be there. And then you pick your quarterback there, and then you got your future first-round pick next year too. That's what I would do if I was New England. But again, that's a lot of moving parts, and you got to make sure everything kind of falls in line, which is going to be tough. So, all right, pick number 4, Nick. Who do you got?
All right, so for this pick, I think it's going to be one of the wild things that's going to happen in the draft.
Here we go.
Because so it's like what you said in the previous pick with number 3 with the Patriots. I actually think the Vikings will trade up, and they will go for number 4. And with that, I think the Vikings are going to get J.J. McCarthy, because it's been talked about for the longest time now that the Vikings either want Drake May or J.J. McCarthy, but from what I've been hearing, it's mostly J.J. McCarthy. So it doesn't really make sense for them to trade up with the Patriots. It would make sense for them to trade up with the Cardinals who at number 4. So the way I see it is the Vikings are going to trade up, and then they will get J.J. McCarthy.
Wow. And then they would get, I think it's 11-23, I think it is. And then another first round in 2025. I know it's in the 20s. I forget.
I think it's 23. I think you're
23.
right.
Yeah, I think it's 23. So that would be wild. So number 4, I don't think that trade happens yet. I agree with Nick. I think Vikings are going to move up, but I don't think it's going to be yet. And you'll see in just a second. But I think the Cardinals are dumb to move from that spot. Marvin Harrison Jr., in my opinion, is the best player in this draft, and they need a wide receiver. So I got Marvin Harrison Jr. going to the Cardinals. I don't think there's a playoff team, but I think that makes them in that kind of mix right there, because now you have Kyler's a good quarterback, and if he just needs a weapon, and to be able to have somebody like Marvin Harrison Jr., I think it just makes so much sense.
And to stay healthy.
Yeah, exactly. He's got to stay healthy, but you can fix those needs. There's seven rounds, so you can fix those needs a little bit later. So and I think the Cardinals have another pick in the first round. Is that correct?
That I don't know.
I think they do.
Remember.
Let us know in the comments. But all right, Matt, who do you got here?
Yeah, same thing. It's hard to predict trades. So on my list at least, I didn't have anyone trading around. So I'm just gonna say here Arizona stays at 4. But yeah, I have Marvin written down here as well. Their receivers are a huge question mark right now.
Michael Wilson is number 1.
Yeah, Wilson. It's like George. I don't know who Kyler's gonna be throwing to. I think Hollywood was number 1 last year, and now he's on the Chiefs. So yeah, you need someone to throw to. There are some good receivers in this draft, but overall, yeah, Marvin. He's a generational prospect. His dad's probably top 10 all time. Yeah.
I think there's just too many boxes.
Potential.
Yeah, there's too many boxes checked for Marvin Harrison Jr. Like you said, his dad was incredible. He showed that he can ball in college, and not just for 1 year. He's done it multiple years. Even with the quarterback play wasn't the best last year, he still balled out. So, all right, we're moving down to number 5. I'm literally going to mimic what Nick just said. I think this is the spot where I think the Chargers trade back. Why am I blanking? Harbaugh has already said that, and I think he's smart. I think he talked up J.J. McCarthy so that a team will move up like the Vikings, and they're going to trade back because. First off, the Chargers don't need a quarterback. They just need to get more assets to kind of build around Justin Herbert. So I think that's what's going to happen. I think this is where the trade's going to happen with Minnesota. J.J. McCarthy is going to be picked at number 5 by the Minnesota Vikings, and the Chargers are going to move out of the top 10. Nick, who do you got?
For this one, since I already talked about a trade happening, I'm going for this one, Marvin Harrison Jr. Because just think of the Justin Herbert, he's young, and then you have Marvin Harrison Jr. in there. That's going to be like a Peyton Manning, Marvin Harrison combo right there. Yeah. So I just think that it would make the most sense for the Chargers to try to get Marvin Harrison Jr. in that spot.
Yeah, Matt, who do you got?
I almost see a scenario panning out where they're trying to trade away from it because they don't need a Q. They're fine at that spot. There's still some QBs left out there. So they're trying to field offers. They don't see anything good, so they just kind of panic and just take whatever. Not necessarily whatever, but I haven't taken Malik Neighbors here. Still going receiver.
Still good.
Yeah. I mean, still sticking with the receiver position because you lose Mike Williams, you lose Keenan. Kind of similar to what's going on in Arizona. Not as great of a core around Herbert. So you got to give him someone to throw to. So.
Yeah. And I always mix up the brothers. Jim Harbaugh. John is in Baltimore. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So Jim Harbaugh, he's a run-first kind of coach. So I think they're going to trade out of the top 10 and gain assets, and I think they're actually going to build around Herbert on the line. That's what I think they're going to go with. And then you can also do defense and things of that nature with the extra picks that you get. I like Malik Neighbors as a better fit in with the Chargers. Because you already got Quentin Johnson. Obviously, he was not good last year, but he is more of a stretch. You know what I mean? He's a big wide receiver. He's more of a stretch wide receiver. And Neighbors is he can kind of do it all. So I kind of like Neighbors there better. But again, we'll see. This draft is going to be wild. So, all right, next pick. It's your Giants. And Nick, I'm going to let you start with this
Gonna
one.
have to, yeah. So this is it's like you said, it's going to be where they should go and what probably where they're going to go.
Yep.
Now here's the thing: is I think 1,000% they should go for a tackle. Their offensive line is
It's atrocious.
And the Giants, like throughout history, when have we had a good O line? Even when we won those 2 Super Bowls, we did not have a good O line.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's
Eli's
like,
always getting blasted.
exactly. So they should go O line, but I don't think they will. I think they're gonna just go by what's hot right now in the draft, and right now it's saying that they're going to go Malik Neighbors. And here's the thing: is like as a Giants fan, it's like I look at that and I say, sure, he's going to do good, but at the same time, it's like it's not built on success for Malik Neighbors because he's not going to get the ball thrown to, because if we don't have an O line, he's not going to get the ball. Daniel Jones is going to get sacked all the time. So I think that's what's going to happen. Malik Neighbors is going to go there, but I think they should get a tackle, but I don't think that's going to happen.
I'm with Nick. I think they go Malik Neighbors, and I think it's the wrong pick. Not because I think Malik Neighbors is just he's up there with Marvin Harrison Jr. But I would not like it from Malik Neighbors. It's the worst spot that he could land. Daniel Jones, his good year that people say he had a great year, he threw 15 touchdown passes.
Yep.
The entire year.
That's right.
So Neighbors is not going to have the numbers that you want to have, especially in a fantasy standpoint. I would not want to see him land in New York unless. And we're not going to talk about this because we're only talking top 10. If Penix falls to the second round where the Giants pick, do they have a second round pick?
No, they traded that to get Brian
Never
Burns.
mind then. Never mind.
That's right.
There's no hope.
They traded to get Brian Burns.
Unless they trade back up into the second
all the
round.
more reason why they should go tackle.
Yes,
so.
yes. But again, they could trade up into the second round. But if they just got rid of picks for Burns, it's highly unlikely. But if Penix were to fall to the second round, I think the Giants should take a heavy look at maybe trading up and getting Penix. And then you got a Penix with Malik Neighbors. Then I'm a little bit more excited. So, Matt, who do you got?
I have them staying. Same thing. I'm not putting any trades out here. I have them going QB actually.
Yeah, let's
I
go.
know Daniel Jones is on he's on like a 3-year, $45 million deal. I think this is year 2 of that, or something like that. So
this would be JJ McCarthy.
Yeah.
Or who would you?
I'd go McCarthy here.
Okay.
There's still some options. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think that's probably still to most teams the best QB available at this point.
Yeah.
You know, whether you could throw Nix in there, you could throw Penix in there, you could throw any of these other guys, but. Thanks. Just speaking standard, you know, most of these teams, that's how they see it.
Yeah.
McCarthy's probably best available at the QB spot, and it's been a rough topic for the Giants last couple of years. They just haven't had great play out of the quarterback. So this is it's not even a scenario where he starts right away. I mean, maybe he rides the bench for a year or maybe 2, who knows? Or if they're 5 or if they're if they won 2 games and they're towards the end of the year, who knows?
Yeah, 100%.
Go QB here.
Yeah, any QB that's going to be on the Giants, the team has already said that Daniel Jones is the starter. So it doesn't matter what QB they're going to get, he's going to be the backup. Yeah. So Daniel Jones is the starter, which because of that deal, which I still don't agree with. Yeah. So
here's another option too. This is a very deep quarterback draft. So even if they like a Spencer Rattler in the 3rd or 4th round, that could be an option too. Because a lot of people were high on him early on in his college career, and then he kind of fizzled off, but. You never know. That could be the route that they go as well. All right, pick number 7. It is the Tennessee Titans. I think this is probably one of the easiest picks to make in the draft. I think they go Joe Alt, who is, people say he's unanimous the best offensive lineman in this draft. And they want to build around Will Levis, which I think is incorrect. I don't think he's that good. He flashed his first game that he came in, and then I thought he looked brutal after that. Now, it could be because the offensive line is not the best. So we will find out. This will be a big year for Will Levis, but I don't see the Titans doing much. But I think anytime you pick an offensive line that is as good as Joe Alt is, it's a good pick. So I'm going that. Nick, who do you got?
Same. I think this is a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Joe Alt. I think the Giants should get him, but for the sake of this one, I definitely think he's going to land with the Titans. Yeah. So I think that would be the smartest pick for the Titans is go Joe Alt.
100%. You got Matt.
They've taken a lot of QBs the past couple of years. I don't think they do it again. I mean,
That's true. Yeah, Malik Willis.
Yeah, Malik Willis is still back there. I think Tannehill's still on the team
right now.
For now, Levis has, like you said, shown flashes, but you got to protect them somehow. So I'll go Alt here as well.
Yeah, I like it. All right, pick number 8. We got the Atlanta Falcons. Nick, who do you got?
All right, so for this one, this has been talked about for quite some time by the Falcons and by the NFL itself. Is the way it's looking like is The Falcons, they're going to try to upgrade their defense, and I'm picking that they're going to go Dallas Turner with this one. They're saying that he's one of the best defensive guys in the draft right now, and if the Falcons want to upgrade their defense, what better way to do it than Dallas Turner?
100%. I was kind of back and forth on this. I 100% think it's going to be a defensive end because in the whole free agency, they built up their offense. And then Raheem Morris is a defensive-minded coach. So they're definitely going in the draft. They're going to go defensive end. That's the flashy one. And that's, honestly, that's one of the, it's kind of like the quarterback position in my opinion, on the defensive side. You need a good edge rusher to get to the quarterback. I had somebody different, but I think Nick is right. I think Dallas Turner is going to go. But I would not be surprised to see one of the other two defensive ends in Jared Verse or Liatu Latu hopping up into that pick. And we'll get into that a little bit later. But I'm going to switch. I'm going to go Dallas Turner, number 8 to the Falcons. All right, Matt, who do you got?
Completely agree. They're going to go defense.
They have to.
You can't go Q. That's just like the first thing to look at. They just got Kirk Cousins. That's a really good offense. Like you said, Raheem Morris coming in. He's a defensive-minded coach. He's been a coach for a while now and built some pretty good defenses over the years. So I can see them going corner almost as well. But I'll stick Dallas Turner. I think is probably the best pick here.
Yeah, Alabama edge rusher. No, you can't really go wrong. So.
Yeah.
All right, number 9, Bears. They're back on the clock. They are stacked this year with picks. A lot of people are saying they're going to go wide receiver Rome and Dunze. I don't think that makes sense. They brought in Keenan Allen. They had DJ Moore. And then they also have, I've heard people say Brock Bowers too, which doesn't make sense either. Cole Kmet has been breaking out. So in my opinion, none of that makes sense. They need help on the defense too. So I think they actually go defensive end. And I think they go either Jared Verse or Liatu Latu in the number 9 pick. That's what I got. I think because they go offense, Caleb Williams, and then they come back to defense and build up their defense as well. So Nick, who do you got?
I'm going to go O-line in this one because
Smart
if they protect Caleb Williams and stuff, because what does Caleb Williams do best? He scrambles all over the place and he holds onto the ball to see where his good targets are at.
Yep.
So the smart thing would be to beef up that O-line.
Yeah.
So for that one, I'm going to go J.C. Latham.
Yeah, that's a great pick. Great pick. So people gave him crap because of he had a really bad play against, I think it was Michigan before the finals. It was the top 4. But a lot of people said that you can't just look at one play. He did pretty well in that game overall. So, Matt, who do you got?
I'm going corner here.
Let's go! First corner on the board.
Just pair him with
Cooper DeJean?
That would be nice. I have someone else written down. I'm blanking on it. The Toledo corner.
Oh, Quinion Mitchell.
Quinn, that's it. Yeah. I'll go him. Quinion Mitchell. Again, there's Jalen Johnson had an All-Pro year. I think just putting another guy on the other side to kind of equalize things. We've seen teams do that in the past before, where you have have like an All-Star corner, and then on the other side, it's the level of play is not quite there. That Seattle tried to do that last year, getting Witherspoon to pair with Tariq Woolen. I'd see the Bears doing something similar this year. They do have a lot of needs. At this point, if they do keep that first overall pick, they're definitely going Q. They're going to go somewhere else this time. Again, they can go any route, but I'd say defense here. So, yep.
What was I going to say to you? Who's their edge rusher right now?
For the Bears?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
I don't know.
So yeah, it's
a lot of touch on them. Blanket.
So that's, in my opinion, I think that's the way they go. But defensive back would be good too, because you get to pick your first. You get to pick whoever you want. They're all still sitting there, which is crazy. So, all right, pick number 10. We're coming down to the final stretch. Nick, who do you got the Jets picking at number 10? Or do they trade back?
That would be interesting, but I don't think they're going to do that. I had to go back and forth with this one because who is running the team right now? It's got to be.
Don't steal my answer. Don't steal my answer. You're going to steal it.
Well, guess what? I'm going first, so that means you're stealing from me. I'm going Brock Bowers.
Okay, but who's running the team?
Who's running the team? Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
So it's like with him running the team, it's like he's going to want weapons all over, and it's like they did upgrade their O-line. So the way I see it is who's the best guy out of the names we picked so far. The best name out there right now is Brock Bowers. Mm-hmm. He had an incredible college career with Georgia, and right now he's the best tight end. And with how young he is and with all the weapons that the Jets have right now, it's like you have Garrett Wilson, you have Mike Williams, hope he stays healthy, and then you add Brock Bowers to that. That's going to be something that could put the Jets over the edge to try to win the division.
I agree 100%. I'm with Nick. I agree with everything he just said. A lot of people say, oh, they should go offensive line, which is not a bad pick either. You can never go wrong, especially because Tyron Smith, he's old and he's always injured. And then I forget who the other guy is that they got on the line, but I heard he doesn't stay healthy that much either. But they are win now mode. Aaron Rodgers is 40, 41, however old he is. But they're in win now mode. And you give him a Brock Bowers who is a game changer, and then Garrett Wilson on the outside. And I think Aaron Rodgers wants Brock Bowers. So I think that's the route that they go. Plus, you can keep Bowers on the line, so he kind of becomes your another blocker too. So there's options there that you can have a weapon, and you can also have somebody to help Aaron Rodgers stay in the pocket a little bit longer. So that's my pick. Matt, who do you got?
I was going back and forth on this as well. Whether they go, it's definitely gonna be offense. I think their defense looks awesome on paper. They could always improve it, obviously, but I haven't taken J.C. Latham.
Let's go.
Just beef up the O line. Like you said, their skill positions do look pretty good. I don't know if the tight end is it Higbee right now.
For the
He's
Jets.
Conklin. That's it. Okay. Wrong former Ram, but there's whatever. Conklin. So yeah, I haven't taken an O lineman. So just to solidify things. Rodgers went out and played 3 of the year last year. Try to guarantee that doesn't happen again.
Yeah.
Anything crazy like that.
They need to fix that turf. That's the main problem. But
I don't think they have, so we'll be praying for Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I want to see him healthy. Not because I'm a Rodgers fan. I love Garrett Wilson, but I would love to see how that offense looks with a good quarterback. Because even though I don't like Aaron Rodgers, you can't deny it. He's an amazing quarterback, and I want to see that offense run with a good quarterback. I think it would be pretty exciting. They have a chance to win the division. I think you picked Matt. Did you pick them to win last year?
Probably. Yeah.
It's not that squad. You can't predict them to
Cannot
get.
pick them.
Yeah, but now
probably do it again this time.
That's what I'm saying, because Buffalo, we don't know what Buffalo.
We don't know what's going on, and then Miami, they're still who they are.
Yeah, Miami could compete with the Jets, but I think it's a 2-man race with those two, and I think Buffalo's in trouble this year.
And the Jets, they just got Tyrod Taylor as their backup now. So if Rodgers were to go down, they'd still have a competent backup, unlike who they had last year with Zach Wilson. So
and they're actually talking about trading for, drafting Jordan Travis out of Florida State, he had a great year.
That's not
bad. He's mobile, and since he had that crazy injury, you could probably get him in the 5th or 6th round. So it's not like you're really wasting a pick, and he has a lot of upside. So I like what the Jets are doing, and I want to take a shot at Mike Greenberg real quick. He's a Jets fan, and he's freaking out about if they pick Bowers. I don't think you can go wrong with either one. I like the Latham pick, and I also like the Bowers pick. I think both make sense, and I think they're okay if they pick either one, because of there's so much you can do with the tight end position, and I think he's overlooking that. But all right, that's our top 10 picks. We're gonna do one last thing before we end this video. We always try to do something fun. We're gonna do a wild prediction, and it's open-ended, so it could be anything that we think might happen in this draft that could potentially happen in this draft. So I'm going to start with Nick. What do you got? What's the crazy thing that might happen in this draft?
The crazy thing that I think will happen in this draft, and I think this would be cool if this happened in the draft, because I think this would break the internet if this were to happen.
Yeah.
With the first pick in the 2024 NFL draft, the Chicago Bears select Jaden Daniels.
That would be awesome.
Oh man, that would just set everybody. I think even Jaden Daniels would be like, "Huh?
Yeah, me?
I just bought a house in Washington.
Yeah.
Now I got to buy a new house in Chicago."
Yeah.
Now. Oh man,
Nobody's buying houses outside of DC right now. That's crazy.
Yeah, but that would be. I think that would just give a shock to everybody. And then Caleb Williams would be like, "Okay, well,
he might leave.
He said he wanted to play for Washington.
That's true.
So
true.
Actually, he would be like, "Oh, okay, sweet."
Yeah.
And then Washington says, "Okay, we're going Drake May," and that's when Caleb Williams goes, "Okay, guys, what's going on here?" Like,
100%. So.
That would be the biggest meltdown, I would say.
My bold prediction, because he's not falling in the top 10, but and he has injury concerns, but I think Liatu Latu might hop into the top 10. And that's my bold prediction. I think he's the 3rd defensive end coming off the board right now. He had a really good year in UCLA, and I think one of the teams might be really high on him, even though he's got those injury concerns. But that's my bold prediction. My other bold prediction, it deals with the draft, but it's more down the line. I think J.J. McCarthy is going to be a bust in the NFL. I can't believe teams actually want to trade. If Minnesota trades up all those picks and picks J.J. McCarthy, I think we're looking at one of the. It's going to be up there with like Trey Lance with the 49ers, and when they did that, I think that's what's going to happen.
Well, that would be very bad because Vikings, they're a very pass-friendly team with, with Jefferson and Addison and then T.J. Hawkinson.
It's
so
gonna be
that would be insane.
Their team would be set back for years.
It would be
if that
that any quarterback that goes in that team is set up for success.
Yeah.
And if they can't succeed with that, then you must be really bad.
Yeah. I actually think the Vikings would be smart to sit at 11-23 and then keep that 2025 because you can get a quarterback at 23.
Yeah.
You can get a really solid piece at 11 too. So, what's your wild prediction?
Almost 2, I guess.
Let's go.
I want to. I didn't predict any trades that happened. I think we'll see a couple, honestly, pretty early on. So one of them, I would say 5 QBs go in the top 10.
I love it.
Just
5 in the top 10.
Just someone will trade up if they have to. However that goes.
Yeah.
Just saying something like that. Other one, this will be a first time thing ever. Someone named Kool-Aid gets drafted in the first round. So
Kool-Aid
Kool-Aid McKinstry, first round.
Eagles are actually talking. I'm dropping my books.
Yeah.
Eagles are actually talking about potentially drafting Kool-Aid, so that'd be funny. So, but guys, that's our top 10 pick. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, continue to follow the page. We give God the glory in every video that we do. This is a Christian channel. We're always going to give Him the glory first. But listen, again, send us in the comments what you want to see, and we will come out with it. God bless.